Thank you all, and thank you, Celeste. So I actually had a recent experience with Gin Care a couple weeks ago, and Celeste and I were invited to a VIP tour meet and greet. And when I tell you, it was absolutely amazing.
Wonderful. Wonderful experience. Very, very informative.
And so today we thought that since we had that type of experience, we actually met Dr. Bott at the tour. Now, what's interesting about this is that I have heard so many wonderful things about Dr. Bott and the community. So I was so honored to have the opportunity to meet her in person. And when I tell you it was a great experience, as she described the model of care and her passion. So without further delay, allow me to formally introduce you to Dr. Shubha Bott. Yes, let's give her a round of applause. From a young age, Dr. Bott wanted to learn how the body fights off illness, and she was inspired by her scientist father. This curiosity and her experience volunteering in a homeless shelter led her into healthcare. Women at the shelter used to tell Dr. Bott about the burden of getting care and the struggle to recover from illness. This gave Dr. Bott that joy to be by their side in their journey towards better health. These experiences also motivate her to understand the whole picture when caring for patients. It helps her to not just diagnose and treat diseases, but also prevent complications and promote quality of life. Dr. Bott received her education from Harvard College, Stanford University School of Medicine, as well as Brigham and Women's Hospital. Her associations include the American Board of Internal Medicine. In her personal time, if she gets any, you see how much work she does, Dr. Bott loves hiking, and she loves learning about other cultures through travel, music, and dance. And I just saw her dance, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yes.
But she can dance. Her favorite place to visit is South India, where her family is originally from. So again, please join me in welcoming Dr. Bott.
Thank you, Nikki, so much for that fabulous introduction for Dr. Bott. Now, I think everyone is anxiously waiting to hear from you, Dr. Bott. So what would you say are the benefits of staying active?
First of all, can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up.
A little bit closer.
All right. Can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you all for having me today. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Celeste. It was wonderful to meet you a couple of weeks ago. I'm so happy to be here and so happy to be part of. All right. Can you hear me better now? All right. So happy to be here and so happy to talk about active living, active aging. It was awesome to be dancing with Dion and getting my sweat on. And the question is, what are the benefits of being active? So many benefits. Believe it or not, maybe I can stand as well. All right. Believe it or not, the average number of hours that a U.S. adult spends sitting down is 8 hours a day. Believe it or not. They stay sitting while watching TV, at work, at the computer, eating, chatting with friends. 8 hours a day. Believe it or not, staying sitting for too long can have serious impacts on your health. And so getting moving actually helps in so many different ways. It can help to slow down the process of aging. It can help seniors live independently for longer. It can help your mental health, your overall well-being. It can help you both prevent and manage serious conditions like diabetes, heart disease, dementia. And it's a wonderful way to stay active with your community and be social. So lots of different benefits of staying active.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Bott. And I think about myself and working in the insurance industry, and I probably sit down more than 8 hours a day. So very good advice. Thank you. Dr. Bott, how much would you say people should move, and how would a person get started?
Great question. The recommendation is actually to have 30 minutes of moderate exercise per day, every day of the week. Now, that might seem like a lot to some of you, but there are ways to start slow, start small, and go slow. So it doesn't necessarily need to be 30 minutes all at once. Sometimes we all live busy lives. It's hard to find that 30 minutes to just focus on you and your exercise. But think about, even if you were to come to this fair, perhaps you were to park a little bit further away so that you could get a nice brisk walk to this wonderful fair. Or maybe while you're listening to me now, you could be taking a couple laps around some of these tents, looking at these wonderful vendors. That's just a simple way to get a little bit of activity during the day. So think about it in small steps, even just, during your lunch break at work, taking a couple laps around the building or within the building, deciding to take the stairs instead of taking the elevator. So think small and start small. The other thing I would recommend is that if you're not used to being very active, or if you have certain health conditions like heart disease, lung disease, osteoporosis, which is when your bones are weak, it's a good idea to talk to your doctor first and consult with them and see how can you do this safely and in a healthy way.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bott, for that recommendation, because that's something I certainly need to incorporate in my life as well. So, Dr. Bott, how can GenCare help a senior be active as they age?
Great question. I would say the first step to being active, like I mentioned, is to talk to your doctor. At GenCare, during your first visit as a patient, you actually have a complete assessment of your health. We do blood work. We look at your heart through what's called an EKG, as well as an ultrasound of your heart to see how your heart is pumping and ticking. We also do a full exam to evaluate how your mobility is, and that's the first step to understanding what your baseline health is. At GenCare, we see our patients very frequently, at least once a month, but sometimes more often if we need to keep our patients healthy. During those visits, we can really assess where you are, help to set good health goals, and monitor your progress. In a typical primary care practice, you might see your doctor once a year, maybe twice a year, maybe every 3 months, but definitely not every month. At GenCare, because each doctor is able to take care of a small patient panel, we are able to give one-on-one attention very frequently and really assess how you're doing and reaching to your goals to being more active.
That is awesome, Dr. Bott. And I have to admit, I have some of my own clients that are GenCare members, and they call me after their very first visit to talk about how they've gotten such a comprehensive evaluation of their overall health. And they're not used to that. So thank you for explaining that. So you talked about how seniors can be active as they age. Are there any specific services that GenCare does in the centers?
Absolutely. So I will start off by saying that GenCare Senior Medical Center is a primary care practice. We take a lot of pride in primary care, and our doctors are excellent. They're mostly internal medicine or family medicine trained, and they think of our patients, have the whole picture in mind. So they think about their mental health, their physical health, their social health, and we have not just primary care, but also specialty care as well, including a cardiologist on site. We have an acupuncturist who can help if you have chronic pain. We have our behavioral health specialists, as well as psychiatry. And we have an access to all sorts of specialists virtually as well. And by having this comprehensive group of physicians and other care team members, it helps our patients to really get a full picture of their health and work towards healthier living.